1965, Leeds were chasing a League and FA Cup double. In the League, their biggest rivals were Manchester United.
First of all, look at the Leeds United side. There you'll see that one of the great Leeds stars is missing, Billy Bremner, who's still under suspension.
Just Jack Charlton, always the master in the middle in defence. Kennelly, and there's the first goal by Kennelly.
That home defeat meant United had to settle for second place in the league, but they'd proved they were a force to be reckoned with. At Wembley, they played Liverpool. Again, they were to fall at the final hurdle.
It's out to Callaghan. Taking it too far. It's a goal!
And over the barriers they come. Here they come.
I just don't know what to do with myself.
That was almost the same as the success. We took it and just kept working away. It sounded far worse for people outside the club than it actually struck us within it. I think we had a job to do and just carried on doing as best we could.
We teed up, I think, for John. Just there goes Giles. That'll do. Goal number 4.
Leeds United, when I'm at 1965, it was atmospheric, it was thriving and throbbing, and all these young players that were coming through and really doing well.
Here, there's a team of guys that went out and played the world, and they kept putting that ball into the back of the net, and all of a sudden people say, where you come from? Leeds. Oh, Leeds United, Don Revie.
The 60s, the Beatles, the Leeds, and it was a great time.
It was good because they were part of Leeds' life, and Leeds is an undemonstrative city, generally speaking, so nobody jumped up and down and screamed and carried on. And it was marvellous because it was a warm feeling that they were our team. They socialised with us and then went and did marvellous things on Saturdays.
We were like part of the city. You know, after the game, lads would go in town and have a drink, and they were just normal lads. They'd meet with the public and nobody'd bother them. But nowadays, of course, it's different. You know, they're more of the film star thing. They lock themselves away and they don't really mix with the public as we used to. Probably it's more difficult for them, I fully understand that. But we were just like part of the city, and we all grew up, the fans and the players, together.
Under again. Still the pressure is on Leeds United.
By 1969, the team had grown up. They were unbeaten for 28 games, taking them to their first ever league championship.
It was about the best season I had at Leeds because I kept clear of injuries, which was one of my downfalls. I used to get injured too often. But when we set off that year, I thought we're going to really do well this time.
Revie. Yes! What a wonderful goal!
We was an hard side to beat, and every time we went on the pitch, we thought we was going to win, to be fair. We got brought up that way, that's perhaps the hardness came out, you know, we didn't want anybody to beat us.
At Anfield, Leeds held Liverpool to a 0-0 draw to take the title.
It wasn't a good game. In fact, the gaffer went there and he said, right, we need a draw. And he never used to say it that often, but he used to say, right, we'll play for the draw. And I remember they were coming off, and Don says, hey, turn around and go to the cop. And we slowly walked up to the cop, and it's been said, and it was deadly, deadly quiet. And they just hoisted this lad up above him, and he started shouting champions, and then the whole cop and the whole ground started, because there was a good respect between Leeds and Liverpool.
For Revie's men, it was a milestone. They'd proved they were the best in the country, and they were looking forward to further success.
Glory, glory, Leeds United. Glory, glory, Leeds United. Glory.
Next year, the players were back at Wembley to play Chelsea in the FA Cup final.
Houseman, Buick scored! Scrapers let in a sitter.
The ball was in our goal area. I think Gary kicked it and went behind and he put it down, took the free.
The match ended in a 2-2 draw. Again, the players had come so close, but had yet to lift the FA Cup.
We're not going to wheel like that. We're going to, you know.
And I said to the boys today, to go out and to prove to everybody in Britain what a great side they are. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, they're the luckiest team in the world tonight not to have the FA Cup sat there.
Then came the replay against Chelsea. The day began with high hopes, but ended with one of the cruelest defeats in the club's history.
Many a tear has to fall, but it's all in the game. All in the wonderful game that we know.
In many ways, Chelsea were a bit of a team that we had great difficulty in beating. You know, they beat us a few times in semis and important games.
You have words and your future's looking dim, but these things your heart cannot.
And you can imagine like the reaction of us, like, because it was disappointing, but when you look back, you look at players through an whole career, they never get to a final. They would give the right time to have a season like that, just one season.
Sweet bouquet.
When we came off, we thought, well, we'll give it our best shot. We should have won. We didn't. That's it. Next year we go on again.
And caress your waiting fingertips.
And that was the beauty of it. The lads picked, well, he wasn't even picking himself up, you see. It was a natural thing. I mean, we never had, we've got to do this again. We just turned up next season, pre-season training, off we go again. The lads laughing, joking. Don Revie's there, giving us a rub, you know. It was just ongoing. It wasn't, we never had to try. It happened. Now, whether that is because Don Revie was so good, he did it without us knowing. I don't know. But it was just a pleasure to go in and train and play. When I did play, that was.
Now I shout change, I want you to change over with the fellas across. All right? Don't jump the gun, Jack.
After the disappointment of 1970, Revie's team bounced back.
I think there was a stage when Don Revie says, go out and play. You know, we all have as jobs and as duties to do as well as enjoy it. But I think it was at that stage where perhaps he realised that he had absolutely fantastic players, but internationals anyway, and he lent off us a little bit than what he used to do, I think. So then people said that with Pete, we were just kind of expressing ourselves more, if that's the right word.
To say that Leeds are playing with Southampton is the understatement of the season. Poor Southampton just don't know what day it is.